And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14. This is our first matchup today between Hellraisers and GreyFace. We just got finished with map number 1 over on Overpass, and now we're heading into our second map back over here on Dust 2. This is the pick from GreyFace. My name is Blue. Joining me this evening is Dust Barrett. So Dust, let's talk a little bit about this matchup here.
Yeah, it's going to be a Dust 2 match. Obviously, we saw Hellraisers on Overpass be able to win their pick there in a pretty close game, I would say. And now we're moving on to Dust 2, which, again, it's so hard to really read it just because both these teams haven't played a whole lot. Like, for example, I think Hellraisers only played one Dust 2 game since, using Schneider as a stand-in against Penta, which was a loss in ESEA. And when you look at GreyFace, they've only played a handful of games on Dust 2, all of which were losses. But close games, a really close loss to NIP by only 2 rounds, a really close loss to TSM, only losing by 4 rounds there, and losing, I guess, to Titan by 3 rounds. So a lot of their losses were against, top-tier opponents, and they weren't so far off, right? They were within striking distance of winning those games. So, and this is GreyFace's pick as well. So there's a little bit of a better shot here for GreyFace, I think. But, kind of what we saw from Hellraisers, they just seem to be more efficient on trading, and even in instances where they were in 2v4s and such, they always seem to find a way to play back into the round. GreyFace really struggling to close those things out. So, based on the form that we saw, I guess, Hellraisers is probably still a little bit favored here. We'll see what they can get going here on this CT side. We see them going ahead and going for a pretty strong long A control off the bat, but no one really testing that from GreyFace. They're gathering up here in the tunnels with the bomb for now.
BARBARR as well, going to be trying to make some noise, I imagine, back over here by the long doors, at the very least trying to hold off that angle so Hellraisers cannot get aggressive by pushing through this. This is definitely, as you said before, looking like, and wow, we have a really bad glitch with kUcheR for some reason, so we're going to have to stay off of him. But you can see these guys getting ready to work their way into the B site now as they try to push for it. kUcheR holds things from the back box, hit by a nade, but doesn't even care. He's going to be able to pick up this kill on kUcheR to take him down. SKYTTEN will still be left here, trying to find some response kills, but BARBARR actually has a little bit better luck, though. Thankfully, STYKO tries to get aggressive and pushes out those long doors, so he's going to find that frag there, and that opens up a new avenue here for these T's to push through. They're going to utilize it, combining it with a cat push, and now they work their way for the A side instead, since that B side push, unfortunately, was just not meant to be. Jumpy comes in, finds the kill on a Schneider. Now it's just oskar, trying to hold up on top of the platform here. He's taking a little bit of heat, too, but holds off for now, and 2 tabs back-to-back. pauf and SKYTTEN, the entire cat push just decimates itself in one final blow, and there's Angel with another one there, too. Finishes off one player, and then kUcheR to find the final headshot there, gives Hellraisers the pistol round here on Dust 2.
Yeah, the original intent was to make a hit onto the B bomb side, and they showed a lot of numbers over there as well. They had, kUcheR, I think that was placed at the back of the B platform, and he's able to get off that first kill, and running any further, I think, would have been suicide. You're going up against the USP with Glocks. They kind of realized it. They also caught a pick on someone pushing long A since so many numbers were spotted at B, and they reacted very well to it to convert that into an A split. But, just what a hold from inside the site there. I believe that was oskar that just killed both people crossing cat and also got some damage over at long A, and now this is just a mop-up round for Hellraisers. Angel already getting the bomb down as well as kicking a couple frags over here at the double doors, and this is pretty much over.
They waste quite a bit of money in this round, unfortunately, because they go for the usual sort of armor pistol upgraded round. So it's not really going to pan out so well for them with it already being brought down SKYTTEN and them not having scored like any kills at all. They can't really call this a good round for themselves at all. With the investment you have here, you at the very least look for the plant and maybe like 2 to 3 kills, but they don't get any of that. They don't get the plant, nor do they kill anybody on the CT side. So that round's basically wasted, and now they've got to go basically for the same thing. They're not really probably going to have any better luck coming into this round. And not only this, but they spent all that money last round for nothing is basically the big thing.
Yeah, we do have a pause here. The only word I might have been able to pick out from what we saw in in-game chat was something about lag, so that's about the best I can do in translation. But so we do have a bit of a pause going on here. Hopefully it'll kick off soon, but obviously this next round isn't going to be much into it, right? It's probably going to be Glocks. Maybe BARBARR picks up an upgraded pistol, maybe even drops a couple upgraded pistols. But other than that, I'm sure it's just going to be an all-out rush somewhere, and either Hellraisers will quickly mop it up or GreyFace will have some type of crazy miracle round. But Hellraisers is obviously set up for the 3-0 start at this point.
Somebody's saying somebody has 0.5 megabit down speed, I think is what they were saying.
That is a rough life.
So
I thought we were having it rough here in the States.
I think that's what it says. I don't know the difference between down and up in Swedish, so I might have misread that, but I don't know why up speed would matter. Well, duh. I'm an idiot, ignore me.
It's okay.
There's Angel finding the first
Blue.
frag here.
I'm virtually patting you on the back, man. It's going to be okay.
As they take out pauf, the rest of GreyFace trying to work their way back out here. And it's basically the gauntlet once again. They look for at least one kill, but aren't going to be able to find anything, and they just walk right into their own doom so many times in a row.
What about that poor first guy who just got double nade stack at the back of Cat? Like, just that's a rough life. Don't even get a chance to do anything, and yeah, her just picks that up with the quick aggression. And in fact, Angel able to pick up a quad kill, stat padding a little bit there in that third round. But now we're going to see GreyFace get that op in BARBARR's hands, and he actually was pretty impressive with the op and overpass, despite the fact GreyFace took a loss there. Had a lot of situations where he came with some pretty nice frags, and you know, you have Hellraisers being really conservative, not really upgrading, but the scout from Oskar comes out, and that's already wheat and gone. They're going to push mid off of this too.
And now here we can see STYKO gonna get completely caught out there by pauf as he chums back up there. STYKO caught with a nade in his hands. Angel looking for the response. Thankfully he's gonna find it. Not a lot of damage tossed back his way either. Only brought down to 73, so that's a pretty good trade here to find from Angel. And he pops out and finds another one on a pauf as well. So that takes him down. That takes the pressure off of Cat. You still have the pressure back over towards Long, as the final two players from GreyFace will be looking to conquest their way over towards the A site with this position being taken. But they do expect this to come now. Oskar, he's got himself ready. He's got the scout in this position. He's gonna have to try to look for his headshot, and he finds it. Just shuts down kaboom. And immediately this push has gone absolutely nowhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was so unfortunate that pauf kind of came up Cat and didn't even catch that they pushed B, and they got like a free kill there, and they caught him falling back. But look at BARBARR. We talked about his op in the last map was pretty good. Couple of frags, but it's going to be over here, right? kUcheR on the flank. He has no idea. It came too fast, and he's out of the round. So just some brilliant scout work there from Oskar, and also, you know, that double push in the B tunnels was massive as well, catching 2 frags off of that also. And I mean, GreyFace just got blitzed there. Couldn't really respond.
This is the first big hurdle for Hellraisers to get over to. Now, they went out the first gun round. Not necessarily the cleanest as it could have been, as they keep themselves alive with 2 players. We saw there at the end, it was down to just basically was a 4-on-1, and he still picks up those 2 kills. So, in hindsight, of course, good pickups there by BARBARR at the end of the round, finding those couple final frags. But still, now for Hellraisers, it does impact their economy in a pretty negative way. We're going to be looking at a couple players still in decent spots, a couple around like 10k, but for the most part, these guys are actually going to get brought down fairly low. But they should have another free round for themselves, and that's exactly what's happening so far. 4 kills to none already, and kUcheR is going to be the last one left alive, down to 72 HP, and they already know where he is too. They know he's back over here by Cat, so he pops out, and that's an easy kill for Oskar.
Yeah, this has been a great start here from Hellraisers. It's just unfortunate the one gun around GreyFace had the aggression from Hellraisers just wasn't picked up on. And so, I mean, while you're investing money in BARBARR with this op, who is a pretty good opper, you know, you're not giving him a chance to do a whole lot when you're sticking him in 1v4 situations like that. You got to allow him a chance to make a presence earlier in the round before falling down. So hopefully they'll stay alive a bit longer and allow BARBARR some opportunities. But they're going to try to go for a quick long A push. They've been able to get out and into blue bin, but I mean, there's 3 Hellraisers members here just waiting for this, and it's just going to be who wins this exchange at long A is really going to be kind of the key to this round.
Poking back out now. A lot of flashes coming for both teams at this point, but nobody able to spot their opponents just as of yet. The nade goes down to Schneider and almost hits him head on too. That's almost a perfect nade considering the fact that he has armor, and then kUcheR just easily going to be able to finish him back off as the rest of these guys push themselves back over. But I mean, Hellraisers do expect this now. They've been very loud about this, so they've called the rotations over. They've now got 3 on the site. Angel out in the open, but thankfully there's a flash to hold him back off. Oskar going to save his life as he is able to take down pauf with that op shot. Now, the rest of GreyFace trying to figure out how they want to work for this. They're still committed. They're still going through with this, despite all the resistance that they've met. And now we can see STYKO going to hold by the car angle. Going to have to be a big player. Finds the first one. The bomb goes down. They know it's coming in here, but nobody from GreyFace is there to retrieve it. They're sitting back there behind the smoke and trying to bait out this final player, STYKO, but...
Put the bomb down. Yeah, that's the big problem.
The bomb is on the floor, and they can't get through to find it safely, so there's Oskar picking up another one for the CT side. STYKO does move away, so they've got the bomb open once again, and BARBARR finding this op kill, but now that the smoke has faded away, these guys can just get an angle against it, and it's going to get rough here. But no! Angel jumps up, makes a big mistake, so BARBARR finds another kill, and all of a sudden this round gets turned on its head a little bit here. STYKO hiding in that corner, hoping they don't see him. They're going to creep up. He spots that head, but doesn't take the shot just as of yet. Now this allows BARBARR to get on the side. I don't believe he spotted STYKO, so kUcheR is just going to push right forward, gets that flank against him, and now you've got kUcheR coming back in here too. BARBARR has a very tough angle to hold this from. He's been completely flashed. They're slowly whittling him down here.
Man, you gotta love that jumping accuracy, right? Just being able to just constantly jump. Also, those flashes actually made a pretty big play there. Just kept allowing STYKO to jump up, and BARBARR was never able to do anything about it. He was completely blind the entire time, so really well done there. Hellraisers gets themselves another round, and I mean, GreyFace just kept forcing the issue at long A. They got the pick on Schneider and pit, sure, but that's whenever Hellraisers just went ahead and backed up and said, okay, you know, you got that pick, but we're going to defend this site, and it didn't help that the bomb kind of pressed through first and got killed with the time that was left. GreyFace had no choice but to keep forcing the issue at A, the way the bomb was placed, and so yeah, they just had to keep going for it, and they couldn't find it, and still able to buy here, but BARBARR's already taken a load of damage, but he does have the op in play, so he can still certainly be a factor in this round, even with the low HP. It's just about seeing if he can find someone with that scope, as he will now be patrolling over here towards mid, as we do have a lot of members of GreyFace over here towards mid and lower B. So maybe some type of mid-B split might be on the horizon, based on how people are positioned. We'll have to see. It'll be the first time trying it.
Looks likely the big problem is going to be whoever's inside the tunnels right now, that being pauf. Pauf's going to have to sort of make the call that they want to go for this, and that mid presence has to be successful too. Thankfully, there's basically nobody from Hellraisers actually in middle right now, so they should be able to get their way through those doors, no problem at all. So the setup for this should work great, but the actual execution might be problematic, because you've got Angel waiting over here with the long doors. Once GreyFace commit to this take, he can just poke right out. He might do it a little bit early, though, so this could get killed pretty quickly, and there we go. Yeah, he's going to end up going down, so that sort of factor has been killed, but Oskar actually is going to move out. He's waiting for a cat push to come into play, and there is a little bit of emphasis here from GreyFace on trying to explore this and see exactly what's going on. They might actually call for this sort of strat now that they found a kill over here towards the long. That looks like it's the case now, as the bomb's falling back towards T-spawn. I imagine it's probably going to regroup just outside long, and now that cat take is going to begin. So they do switch it up a little bit, and they're going to go for the default A take instead.
It is going to actually drop down, add kind of a third route to this A attack, but Oskar, he's wise to it here and already finds 2 kills, so really well done here. Great response. And so GreyFace, even though they got that opening pick at long A, they get completely shut down. Schneider inside the site with a hat trick, and Oskar's out there putting a stop to things, and that was just unfortunate for GreyFace. They catch that long A push, they get themselves a man advantage, but they're able to do nothing else with it there. Really would have been cool to still see them kind of commit to that mid to B setup. Maybe you draw somebody out and kind of split the B forces up, but for some reason they fell off of that plan and tried to attack into an A split, but just got completely destroyed.
I think the thought pattern there when you look at GreyFace was just they had already been challenged a little bit at the tunnels, the player that was there, so there already might have been an assumption that there had been players. They still hadn't investigated through the doors as far as I was aware.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think they really good ideas what was going on. They probably expected some resistance in middle, and with them finding the kill, like over, they probably thought one player was going to be playing for mid, and they had maybe one more on the site somewhere, so it would have been a lot easier to make a cat push, but that was not the case, as we saw. And this round, of course, not a whole lot coming into play from GreyFace, just pistols at the most, so it's an easy shutdown once again. Not a single player from Hellraisers falls, so a lot of money gets built up off of this round. Schneider just barely survives with 2 HP, but he makes it out of it, and now you've got 4 players, almost all of them post-buy too, going to be just around $10,000, or some cases, plenty of them over that with kUcheR.
It would take a massive effort from GreyFace to force this team into a state. They would have to win like 3 or 4 rounds in a row before Hellraisers really be in any trouble. That, or if they can continue to get damage, obviously, and enforce rebuys, then that would certainly speed it up a little bit here, but we'll have to see what they can do. They have the op back in BARBARR's hands. He's had a couple of nice rounds, but I feel like it's always been when it was too late, right? Like whenever they had already lost too many forces, when he's been able to find any picks, they've been kind of low impact frags, so to speak, on actually trying to win a round. As we're going to see once again STYKO getting aggressive here at long A. Nice pop flash, and he's going to be able to chase it down and find a frag as well. So this time the push long A results in a frag and an early man advantage here from Hellraisers. And STYKO, who keep pushing the issue, is getting all the information now, pushing into terrorist spawn.
Now for GreyFace too, obviously they're going to be challenged in the second here by STYKO, but STYKO actually not able to pick up all that much, unfortunately. Not the best aim when it comes to those little M4 taps, so BARBARR quickly turns around, takes him down. He does find out that a lot of these players are centered back over here in the middle, but that's generally part of the course for a T-side round here too, so they're not really going to be able to do too much off of this. What they do spot though is Schneider with him getting aggressive. He finds this kill on a BARBARR, who he knows straight it back out, but again, now they know this take is coming in here A, so they can rotate it appropriately. Oskar picking up kills left and right, drops 2. Finally, he's going to get dropped by kUcheR, but again, Angel is going to get hit in the face there with a flashbang. He's still going to be able to find the spray pattern to take down kUcheR, and that will end the round once again in the favor of Hellraisers. 9-0 so far.
Oh yeah, it's been a rough game here. I mean, that's kind of the big point, right? STYKO pushing T-spawn, seeing a bunch of people mid, that doesn't tell him anything. It just gives up the advantage they got as well, as he just tried to overextend to get some more kills, but couldn't find that. And so it comes up to be a 4-on-4, but still, I mean, Oskar has been really impressive with the op here in this game. He's at 13 frags. Angel also playing a good game with 15. Schneider, though I guess he's a little bit lower with 7, he's had some really big holds over on the A-bomb site to kind of shut GreyFace out. So, I mean, this has just been a dominant display from Hellraisers through and through so far this half, up 9-0, as you said, in GreyFace. Now they'll finally go for a mid-attack, and they get the opening pick, so let's see what they can do with this.
kUcheR going to fall back once again, trying to hide behind the boxes, but still going to get pressured a little bit. GreyFace, though, they've actually fallen back a little bit here as Oskar finds that kill on a pauf. They do trade it back out once again, so it's still 3-on-4 advantage here for the members of GreyFace, and now they pull back, and they're going to go for the A-take instead. You still have somebody holding this, though. Oskar, who so far has been an absolutely all-star player, is here waiting for it, but he goes way out too far in the open. kUcheR is going to have an easy frag in order to take him down. Now they get A-side control, and it'll be a 2-on-3 for the members of Hellraisers. They do decide to go for this, which, again, they can easily afford it.
Oh, yeah. Go for the damage for sure. Even if you don't win the round, you're forcing a lot of rebuys, setting yourself up a little bit later. So we don't really see them committing to it, though, just yet. They're going to actually hit towards mid, and I guess they're really just looking for exits over here at the catwalk at this point. So they're not really going for it, but they're hoping to see if they can't catch some kills on people falling back, as they both will start kind of pushing towards cat. But kaboom, able to find one. kUcheR, though, quickly trade. So, like I said, a lot of rebuying going to have to take place now. So still some damage done here from Hellraisers, but more importantly, GreyFace finally gets themselves around when they're finally able to deal with oskar a bit more efficiently, not let them just keep rattling off kills, and you know, putting the pressure at mid pulled people off of the A side a bit towards CT spawn and allowed them in there, and so they secure a round. So well done, but what can they do off the back of that? Because they had to rebuy a lot, and if they get their money reset here, that would be absolutely devastating.
And that pretty much guarantees, you know, probably around at the very least 11 rounds here for Hellraisers off of this one, because you'll probably expect about, you know, 1 to 2 saves coming out from this one. Potentially a double save, which actually is very rare to see on the T side. It's only in very drastic economical situations that you actually have to have that happen, like what we're seeing now. Some players are sort of over the edge, so they may only need to save once, and just by Bard assisting, they might only save once too, because they're too far behind now. They can't really afford to do it twice. So in this round, though, it's not going to look so good for GreyFace. Schneider starts it off, gets his aggressive kill back over here, is able to take down kaboom, and their initial push attempt is going to end up failing. It'll be smoked back off, but they can't really spot each other through this right now. Wheaton, though, getting a good angle from on top of Xbox. kUcheR a little slow on the reaction of this one. He's going to lose his life, and Wheaton finds a trade kill to their earlier lost teammate.
Yeah, so good exchange there, I suppose, here for the Terror side, but now Schneider re-aggresses on Cat, gets the bomb down, finds a lot of damage. Wheaton is able to trade it, so he gets it back into a 3-on-3, so there's still a chance here for GreyFace. There's no one really on the A side just yet, except for oskar, who has now put himself with the op on the corner, but they can get some flashes off on him. There's still hope. But the flanks coming in from Angel, now they're pinched in here on Cat. They don't even really have a fallback plan. They have to go through Angel to do so. They trade him out as well, so now they have a real chance at a B hit, but the rotate's already come in here from STYKO, and he'll actually get the B just as they do, and oskar's already on the way as well, so this may or may not work out.
STYKO working his way over here now. He does have the angle. Fairly good one as they work their way in, but not going to be able to find the spray pretty quickly over here on Wheaton. Nonetheless, though, these two from Hellraiser just roll right in and shut them down pretty quickly after the first initial failed attempt to take them down. STYKO just gets his reinforcements, and then from that point forward, GreyFace not really going to be able to press themselves too far forward. So now we look at a broken GreyFace here. Like I said, 4,200 sitting on one player, but the rest of these guys not really enough to go for a buy, so they're going to have to save at least one round here.
It's just crazy how fast Hellraisers rotate, right? Like, every time GreyFace thought they got a kill and actually they had a shot at getting a more open site, there was always still someone that got there in time and beat them to the site and was able to defend it. You know, the perfect example is getting that kill on Angel, flanking them and thinking, okay, now we have B, it's open. But no, STYKO was already actually inside the sites the entire time. He had already beat him there in the foot race. And obviously this round was just a bit of a mop-up as GreyFace was on pretty much a complete save. And now we have Hellraisers up 11-1 from the CT side of Dust 2, which you just don't really expect. This is one of the more balanced maps. In fact, one of the maps that you might even expect more terrorist rounds than CT rounds on many occasions, but it's all but the case this game. I mean, Hellraisers has just been absolutely just breezing through this one so far.
Yeah, so, I mean, if this goes any further, to be completely honest, which it more than likely will, again, we look at another buy coming out from GreyFace, I guess it's okay, but two Khalil's in the mix in. Already here, we've got Angel in a good position, too. He finds one frag, doesn't spot these other two coming down the steps, but nonetheless pops right out, gets that damage with the nade, and at the very least gets some more good deeps in there before he ends up finally going down, so he's gonna find out. He's gonna find out all this intel too, so now he knows that once again it's coming out towards middle. And look at the trap that's been set up. Schneider's here, ready for it. They don't even think he's gonna be there, so that's an easy kill for Schneider to find. And just like that, it's the two players from GreyFace. They found pauf out too. He's sitting inside here. Pauf does find the kill in his STYKO, but again, they've reaffirmed their interest that there's still players sitting inside of the tunnels. And all they gotta do is at this point is box him in. He's working that 1-on-3. Gonna be very hard to do it. He has found Schneider. I think Schneider thinks he's safe, but definitely not the case. So again, he gets at least this free kill, but still boxed in. If he can kill one more of these guys, then there's definitely going to be a chance, but if not before he makes this entry, then I think he's going to be in a little bit of a rough patch here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much things are covered. You got one guy on B site, you know, making sure he can't go into B. You have a guy watching mid doors. Really, his only way he doesn't get spotted is if he somehow backtracks with T-spawn. He doesn't have time for that. And in fact, he's getting forced into a situation where he's going to have to peek long B tunnels, and there's an op just sitting at the back of the B platform. So unless he hits a nut shot on this guy, it's going to be over. And kUcheR misses his first shot, but re-peeks and finds it, and so it's over. And, I mean, GreyFace has just been getting destroyed by the aggression from Hellraisers. I mean, how many times has Hellraisers pushed mid and lower B and been able to get a favorable exchange? I mean, like that push from Angel there at the beginning, you got to trade that out after one kill. You can't let him get two. And then that when he gets to and he kills so much time, that's allowing STYKO to push through long A for free and get behind you as well. So they're just getting swarmed, and they're having trouble responding to it.
So this is going to be a little bit more invested this time. time, but doesn't go anywhere. Angel so far just shutting it down. This along with the nade support coming up from his teammate just behind him. That's going to be Schneider. They just don't allow the members of GreyFace to get anywhere this time. They immediately have to call this off, but now they've lost bomb control too. The smoke's going to come out for the T's to hopefully recover it, but Kaboom, unfortunately, won't even get a chance to. We do see Schneider just gets aggressive past that smoke to stop them from recovering it, and STYKO also finds the final kill elsewhere on the map as well. So there you go, 13-1. Best case scenario for GreyFace is 13-2, but even this buy is really not going to be all that well. They've still got mostly Tech 9s in the mix. They've got 1 Galil and 2 Scouts coming in for these guys. So a really awkward buy, and of course Hellraisers have been maxed out on cash for like forever now, ever since about like 5 or 6 rounds ago. They've
the quad op setup here from the TT side. Schneider getting to get the first pick as well with his over at long A, and as you said, it was a point where GreyFace couldn't really afford to take a save last round to get a full buy here. They have to force up. They need all the rounds they can get, but getting shut down here just by all the ops of Hellraisers, kUcheR, Oskar, everyone chiming in, and I mean that's just brutal, right? Whenever you see a team just buying up ops like that and still not having any trouble, still, you know, GreyFace unable to really punish anything, and it was just so much aggression that half from Hellraisers all across the map. STYKO pushing long A, Angel and company pushing into lower B tunnels, you know, repeatedly, and GreyFace never had an answer for it. You know, they were always unable to really make the trade, and that just allowed Hellraisers to rack up the rounds.
I mean, this at the end of the day just comes down to the fact that, you know, GreyFace have made some good progress over the past few weeks, but this is a map where they should be doing really well, but it's just not the case, and unfortunately they just try to work this pug-style play over and over again, and it just doesn't really end up panning out so well for these guys, as Hellraisers are able to adapt to this. Very easy rotations a lot of times. They do get lucky sometimes as GreyFace makes some somewhat poor decisions on their T side with where they want to take their offensive, but for the most part, Hellraisers on top of the communication, and you just can't work it against a very full team like that when you have themselves very organized, very well placed together, and when you are able to get those calls out early enough. And another problem there for GreyFace too is they were just so hesitant with their pushes there. They would slowly move in, but then they would give some leeway, and this would allow Hellraisers all the time needed to get those rotations, even if they were being a little bit slow with it, which was very rare. But anyway, we're getting off track now, and we're getting ourselves into the pistol round for the second half, which GreyFace absolutely have to try and win out here. But so far, GreyFace actually holding off this B site pretty well. kUcheR taking some wild deagle shots here left and right, but not really going to pan out so well. GreyFace do actually end up winning out the pistol, and they'll be able to keep themselves in this for the time being.
Yeah, just a good crossfire there set up by GreyFace inside the B bomb site. You had that guy on the back of B platform just as kUcheR was for Hellraisers in the first half on that pistol round. The difference is GreyFace backed off of that. You know, they decided to get out of there once they spotted kUcheR at B. This time, though, for Hellraisers, they just kept pushing in, and they just got, you know, run through the blender at that point, trying to engage the player at car while there's still a person at the back of the B platform just pegging them with the USP, and that's going to allow GreyFace to secure a round, so at least give them a little bit of life here. Obviously, Hellraisers has such a massive lead, though. You would think at some point they punch in 2 rounds, even if they get the 0-3 shutout here, but they're going to give themselves a chance with this Tech 9 push out of mid, see if they can make anything happen with it. But Kaboom, so far, good start to get that kill, but Hellraisers responds right away.
They're going to work their way back in, trying to get themselves into the B site. A little bit of trouble doing so, but now they've got a P90 in their hands, too. What they haven't spotted is one of these CTs is actually going to press his way inside of the tunnels there. Pauf, did we just fast forward again? I think we did.
Nah, it was just a little bit of a lag spike, but I can't believe that he got that kill with the CZ. I mean, he had such a long reload, but he still got the kill, but there's still a chance now. 2-on-1. I believe BARBARR is already working to get onto this defuse, but Angel comes out with the CZ. He finds one as well, running out of time, but he picks up the MP9. BARBARR's going to have to push out, and he gets the kill, and that is just a huge slap in the face. GreyFace win the pistol, but then they get forced on and lose, and Hellraisers at map point, and they have literally no money. I mean, they'll buy up what they can, but this is rough.
So this is more than likely going to be the end of it here, just based off of purely the fact of GreyFace don't really have anything in this round. And Hellraisers have a very big advantage sitting behind themselves. So we'll see what exactly they can do for themselves now, as we'll see Hellraisers basically just spread all over the map, looking to do whatever they can. They pop out a little bit of trouble initially getting themselves at the long doors, and in fact, they are going to lose 2 players on this. kUcheR responds by picking up another frag for his team. They've got to do a little bit more in kind, because they have given the members of GreyFace a couple free upgrades here, so they may be able to hold off yet. But the big problem has become, now they've got B-site control, and again, for GreyFace, there's not a lot of utility to retake this, so even with that man advantage, you still 2 players sitting on deagles, you still really don't have a lot of smokes or nades to get yourself back into that site, and it's going to get rough. And now kUcheR's come back in, he's found this kill on a Kaboom, and this has been equalized. Now it's down to 3-on-3, and they're still disadvantaged when you look at the guns.
Yeah, but Oskar going to find the op pick right away there on the pauf, and I mean, Jumpy goes down right away at B-tunnels as well. So they keep trying to take these individual peaks and just get crushed. And Hellraisers with a very dominant victory there. Overpass was a pretty close game. There was some chances where GreyFace even had a lead in halves and were giving themselves opportunities to win that game, but couldn't hold Hellraisers off. And this time it is the complete opposite. It wasn't even close. Hellraisers just, you know, relentlessly aggressive on the CT side. Never got caught for it, or were able to just to outfrag their opponents across the board. And it wasn't really much different here in the second half, right? Yeah, they lose pistol, then they come right back with the force and just completely outfrag their opponents and come out and put an end to the game at 16-2. So it's a 2-0 series for Hellraisers, and I guess over a little bit earlier than we had hoped for, I think. I think we were hoping for a better game, but that was all but the case.
Another interesting sort of random stat here, too, is actually looking at the sort of win conditions for the entire first half. There was only 2 plants an entire half from GreyFace, so that was another.
Oh yeah,
problem.
Of course.
We didn't even bring that up, but you know they had the troubles they had with their economy, and that's a big part of it because they're not even getting these plants, so they're losing all these rounds, and they only got one plant bonus the entire half. Every other round they were just completely killed before they could even get themselves a plant to begin with. So obviously Hellraisers just running things over in the first half does not leave a lot of room for GreyFace to come back. But as you said, that does close out our first match. We have another one coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. We may start a little bit earlier, but I don't believe so because of the problems that happened when we tried to do that the other day. So more than likely we'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes with the next match. This is also going to be Hellraisers, but now they take on a much tougher opponent. They're going to be going up against Titan, so be sure to stick around for that, guys, here at the StarLadder StarSeries, and we'll be back in just a little bit with our second and final matchup for the day here on Twitch TV. See you in a little bit, and we'll be right back.